Oh, what is going on? We are part of the Late Bird crew today. Man, trying to deal with some technical difficulties. But thanks for
Relations.
joining. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, I like that music though.
Yeah, it's fresh.
Fresh coffee.
Fresh
Let
water.
me know when I can let the birds go loose, man. We over here
Yeah.
to say what I say. Do I do?
Go ahead, hit them off one time. One time for the good time.
It's your boy Tipsy Japan back with another episode of ATAS across time and space. At the 1 minute mark.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Episode 84.
84.
Yeah,
84.
we
That's
out
the
here.
most important. That's the most important, according to George Orwell. Yes. Oh, yes. Got Big Brother. Big Brother is listening close. Who's the first Big Brother listening to the cast today? That's what I want to know.
You already know.
Oh, you already know.
Little pulse laser.
Back with another
The
one.
laser.
Yes. The laser.
Calling us out. Y'all late.
The late great.
Hey, calm down.
The late great. All right. Yeah. I understand, man. Hey, we missed you. We missed you over there on the other side because it was crazy, man. Last week, it's like, yo, it's the first time we seen him this year. It's a drought for ATAS, at least. All right. Some of y'all was out there following some of the other things that we putting out on social media, and we appreciate that. We appreciate all the love. Live streaming, just working on the craft. That's what it all comes down to. We're trying to improve this craft too, folks. And if you notice some differences, cosmetic differences or quality differences when it comes to voice and lights and sound, yeah. We hear your cries for help when you're listening to ATAS and you say, hey, these guys can improve this or that. How you doing over there on Cross Culture? Over here on Cross Culture, I should say.
About to say, we right here. We was trying to do something a little different. Was trying to kick out the stream to another place. I'm still trying to work on it right as we speak.
Yes, it's
a little crazy.
Space, another space. When you said space, I was like, that's my trigger word. I love it. Yeah, but
yeah,
it's interesting, right? Like today, I guess we're out here live on both YouTube and on IG. And as a result,
nah, not yet.
Okay. Well,
Still trying to kick it.
By the time they hear this, they will think that we are 100% live there because it says live stream. You put out the stream key, and you may not, in fact, be live just yet, but it's coming. So I can give people updates about this side of things in the future while we're
in the future. Yeah, go ahead, hit them.
Okay.
Time for a good time.
Well, let me tell you guys a little story about a child named Jaga. Jaga is Japanese it's short for jagaimo. Imo being in like potato, right? And anyway, this might be the first time over here on Cross Culture that y'all seen jagariko. But this is a special limited edition, only available in this time and space. And you might not even have this in the States just yet, but this is spicy ramen chicken flavor. And yeah, it's really good. It's kind of like a French fry. Were French fries made with potatoes or corn?
Yes, French fries are made with potatoes.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, French fries are made with potatoes. I was thinking of hot fries.
Hot fries. Don't think so.
Okay, the handicap hot fries. This is a question for the audience, as a matter of fact, because you guys grew up around the same area. I know y'all been to the corner store before, or you might call it a bodega, or you might call it, well, I don't know what else you would call it, but I call it the corner store. Oh, yes. You might call it Wespa.
West Spot. Chill out.
If you came up around a certain area, you used to call the corner stores by their real name or the names that your parents used to call it when they were kids coming up. So West Spot was the name of the most important corner store down on Garden Street. Big ups to Garden Street, by the way, 713.
Yeah.
The late great.
Bullets.
Yes. Or you called it Nelson. Or you called it the Burnside Convenience Store. Yo, we're gonna go down to BC.
Yo, shout out to Burnside Convenience Store, yo.
We're gonna go down
every
to
morning
BCS.
before middle school.
There you go. So whatever you called your corner store, your combini around the way, you probably had a favorite snack over there. My favorite snack was hot fries. You had hot fries and you had onion rings. Onion rings there were two
Funyuns, not onion rings.
Or not onion? What?
Funyuns.
No. I don't do Funyun. I'm doing no Funyun around here. We're not doing no Funyun around here, boy. Look, we had onion rings, and there were two types. There's a smaller type that were packed with flavor, and there were a bigger type that were just like onion puffs. You might as well call them Funyuns because they didn't have nearly as much flavor per square inch as the smaller ones.
Calm down.
The smaller ones were more porous. And if you're hearing this, you know what I'm talking about. I didn't like the little UTC ones. I wanted the ones that had all the flavor.
Oh, dang. You wasn't messing with Utz.
Nah, no mess with Utz. But you know, it's funny out here in Japan at the corner store, they have something made by UTZ.
UTZ. Utz.
No, not UTC. UTZ.
What's UTC? I've never heard of UTC.
You want me to ask ChatGPT? What's the difference between UPC?
Go ahead.
UTC and UTZ.
I mean, you want to throw it in a Google search?
Or look, we could ask the Google
do.
search, and we could ask the audience. But what was your favorite chip or ring at the corner store coming up? All right, that's a good question. Just to warm up, get the vocal cords out there. But yeah. Anyway, hot fries is really good, and these jagariko look a whole lot like hot fries. Let me show you what they look like. All right, they look like hot fries.
Oh
yeah, they got a crunch to them, and a really good flavor. Can I give them one good one for the?
Yo, you going crunching the people? You going there ASMR?
I'm going there ASMR style. This is exclusive, y'all. Okay, hold on.
Oh, calm down.
Definitely one crunch.
That's
all
crunch.
of that.
That is a crunch. Yo, hold on, I ain't even got my lights on. Nothing. Yo, we've had so many technical difficulties. It's just been crazy. So let me get right.
All right, get right, y'all. Get right.
I mean, if we're done with the ASMR, I think we can. I think we're ready. We're now live on Instagram.
Yes. Oh, you got much better lights than me like 30 seconds ago.
I can see it. Yeah. I mean, I was in the dark ages.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Great. I know.
Hold on, we're gonna address this one comment right here one time. Water Pulse Laser with the hard hitting questions. This is an ASMR stream now.
Hey, no, we are working on the audio quality. That is 100%.
Hey, we got to
like
do.
I told you guys in the first episode over here on Cross Culture this year, I'm working on the chords, the weapon. All right. And last night, as a matter of fact, we got on the prayer group. I was the one that started up over there on Zoom. And the first 20 minutes, ain't nobody show. And I was like, hold on, let me just go through these proverbs and say them aloud. Proverbs 11:24. That's all you got to know.
You know what? We're going to jump right into the soup du jour, as my co-host usually said. We are reading Disrupting the Game from the Bronx to the Top of Nintendo by Reggie Fils-Aimé. And to all of those who are listening here in the States, happy Black History Month. You know, this is a Black author who came came from a different country and made it to the top of one of the most prestigious companies in the world, not just America.
That's true.
I mean, that's serious.
That's true. Nintendo.
So, in this chapter, which is basically the last chapter before the epilogue, we'll go over the epilogue next week. But Reggie is talking about how he announced his retirement, and it just is like a small group of people. I think of like Jesus with the disciples in the upper room. So it's like, okay, we're going to bring the crew together. We're going to talk about some stuff with them, and that's just how it's going to be. But it's crazy to think that, you know, somebody leaked it out, the retirement. But one of the biggest questions that he brought up was who would be coming next. And it's like one of the things that we have to think about. I mean, we're leaders in our own right. You know, I'm a leader at church. I'm a leader in, basically just at church. Everywhere else, I'm kind of just following, picking up the pieces, making sure that I know the job. But I mean, you have Kurofin. So now we have to think about if we were to leave, because he said great leaders leave and they know that their team is going to pick up the vision. So if you were to leave, I mean, it doesn't have to be right now. Hopefully it's not right now. Kurofin just got kicked off. But if you were to leave, would you leave it like Elijah or Elisha? Because Elijah trained Elisha and Elisha trained nobody.
Oh, okay. Would I be?
Yeah, that's the question. Like, are you raising somebody right now to eventually?
In which of my various affairs?
I mean, I was just talking about Kurofin because that's the newest one I know you have.
Okay. Well, you know, Kurofin is still in its infancy. So to answer that question quick and succinctly, not ready to hand it off to anybody just yet. We're looking to expand. And it usually takes the creative energy of someone at the start to, like, you know, let's try this, let's try that. You don't really have systems in place, and creativity itself is not the easiest thing to systematize. Sometimes you need to be in a space where you just allow yourself to think about anything and everything else, and then the ideas start to come back together, you know. So it's not in a place where you know what, let me just put this in your hands and let you go on a trip in the mountains so you have time to figure out how we're going to run this thing. No, that's on me right now. So Kurofin is not at that stage. What may be at that stage though is one of the side businesses that one of my he's not my client, I'm his client actually, but somebody that we're going to be interviewing actually in February is currently at a state in his business, property management, where I don't know if any of our listeners happen to be in that field, but if you are a property manager coming up, you've got 3, 4, 5 properties, and you aren't hiring people to do the day-to-day, then yes, you're probably able to keep your costs low, but you're keeping your headaches high. You got to stay up all kinds of night. Any plumbing that needs to be done, any snow removal that needs to be done, any electric lights, blackout, leaks that come up. Like, you got to handle all the leaks at all the different places or contact somebody who can. And I was just in this conversation with a property manager this week. And I was like, I mean, you're running yourself into the ground. He might have the energy to do that right now. But when you think about succession planning, when you think about expanding, when you think about making the most of your particular thing. His particular thing is management and acquiring newer assets. Like that's where he should probably put most of his energy, but I'm gonna let him put that conversation in context when we have that interview. In any case, he may be at that point where he needs to learn to delegate those responsibilities to someone else who can handle the managing of skilled workers who can do some of the smaller things. So I talked to him about training a bit, and we're going to talk about how training works, the Fitzpatrick model, and those types of things. Another way to look at that would be in my main career. Am I ready to hand it off to somebody else? There are parts of my job that I grew out of. I did them for 10 years, instructing, teaching in foreign language directly, as a teacher. And now I'm training teachers and I'm managing their quality, managing their expectations, and helping them to manage the students' expectations. That function is not, that's something that's been delegated to me, and I'm, moving through that process now. It's hard to do because I like to be active in the classroom and I have to sit there and watch. But it's a really great opportunity that I have right now to just be able to learn how to do that. So that's what we talk about right now. Who will take up the torch? The teachers will take up that torch. Good to have you back.
Okay. And that's serious, because you always want
to be able to let go. Don't want to be overcommitted. You want to, you don't want to be attached. You don't necessarily be attached. You want to be able to let go, right? As you get older, you're going to have to be able to let go at some point. Because, the arrow of time is only going one direction, folks, unfortunately. But if you notice the cycles in it, and you notice the arrow of time is going really fast, and you can ride that arrow out, then, that's your time to be doing that thing. When you see it start to slow down and you need progress to keep going, then you start to train somebody whose arrow is just picking up, and you can put it in their hands and ride that thing with them and coach and support. And eventually, when it's time for you to let go, you can, give them the reins fully. And that's what I'm learning how to do as I get older. There's a great it's a person I admire called Brett Meyer. You could catch him on social media. He's Boo Sensei, and he's like a master of kanji. Like he reached the highest level, the upper echelon, EQ of the kanji kente test. And that was like 12 years ago for him. And I was like, what? Let me see if I could just catch this dude, because we're about the same age. But the type of studying that he used to do back then, man, he used to literally give himself carpal tunnel syndrome. Now he probably has carpal tunnel syndrome. He's not at a stage in his life, as he was, if I could paraphrase some of his comments about letting go of some of the initiatives that he's been a part of for the last couple of years. Like he's not at that point in his life where he can just stay in a room by himself and just study. Yeah. That's not where he is. He has to teach. He has to be out there in the community. That's calling to him, He's got his kids and everything too, I'm sure. And you're not like this young boy anymore that can do that. So, yeah. I know that I'm getting older just as he's getting older. And we can't really do that study like a grade student thing as well as we could before. It's just a different phase of life. This podcast is going through an interesting phase at this exact moment. I don't know if you guys can see me, but you can hear me. And, it's one of those days. Thank you all for listening in close as we go through.
Yeah, I mean, I got all the technical difficulties. It is pretty crazy.
As long as we got the banner on screen, you could ask me the next question. This is a podcast. So those of you who are listening on Spotify, don't worry. We're still with you. I'm not bandstanding. What's next in the soup, man? Just one of them days. Yeah.
I'm going through so much over here. Like, I can't even. Like,
well, don't worry.
Too much is going on right now.
Water Pulse Laser says the sound is clear as a bell. I don't know if you can see that, but you know what that sound is.
Sound is clear as a bell. Okay, that's good.
Yes. That's how I sound. All right. Been working on that. I appreciate it. As we sort things out with the video feed. So, yeah, I mean, what were the circumstances? How did Reggie handle that passing on of the torch? And what can we learn from those experiences? I mean, to be 100 about it, I'm not at a point yet where I can decide who takes the torch in any of my endeavors. It may be the company that decides, but I mean, as my main job, it's a company that existed before me. It's gonna exist after me. Like, I'm pretty sure, right? One of the things that my property manager said, though, that we were thinking about is having systems in place, putting systems in place while you're in that job so that someone else can run the system or operate within the system, and you can supervise the system with the expectation that the person will still be able to get the thing done. As long as they're following the rules, that's an important aspect of it. I think it's not like I got to do everything myself. I just need to make sure that there's a cycle there. There's a flow that will do its part. Sam Walton, over there on Made in America. We're talking about the founder of Walmart. But what he did was he spent about 12 years in retail. And when he made his first Walmart, when he founded the company when he was 41, made his first Walmart when he was 43 or 45. And he had learned all of the systems through JCPenney and other retailers. He had learned how to run the system. He was copying them down to the bottom line, the whole balance sheet, everything. But then found a way to source his product at a lower price. And he said, all right, I'm going to set up the store. I'm going to follow all the same rules, the system-wise, but let's get the product in cheaper, and let's put it in people's hands at a lower price too. I mean, these guys are riding around. He used to call them clowns, but these clowns are riding around, enjoying 40-50% profit margins. But the job can be done with 20% profit margins. Okay, same system, just pass the savings on to the consumer. Lo and behold, he's got thousands of Walmarts and Sam's Club. Did you realize Sam's Club and Walmart were under the same banner?
Yeah, I mean, I worked for
I had-
Walmart. That's one of the things that they.
That's why I wanted to connect it back to you. I just wanted to connect it back to you because you mentioned it last week, and I was like, and then I ended up reading the book, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, yeah, he works for these guys. So, did they take care of? And this is, hey, look, this is just an interview with someone who worked there, so you can't ban me, YouTube. Calm down. All right, stand down.
Oh no!
But did they take care of their employees?
Nah.
That's no,
not really at all.
Oh no. They gotta be careful with that.
It was
Walmart,
bad. It was bad.
I mean, Sam would have said
the way that I was terminated was
people.
just whack.
All right, maybe they're too big to fail now. Yeah, and maybe he didn't.
Yeah, that's basically kind of the. It's more like they treat you like you're expendable. I kind of got that. Like, all right, if you don't do the job, then there's a door. We'll find somebody else. It's like, dang, okay.
Yeah, that's a thing. Once you get to that size,
I know. We got so much more soup to get into. I know that my audio is probably a little bit behind, but I definitely want to get some of these banners up because this dude Reggie was just dripping knowledge. I want to just jump in here real quick with a few more banners. Okay. Capability plus opportunity equals success. That's I feel like a simple equation. Very simple
equation. Yes. Capability plus opportunity.
And,
Go ahead. Open up that box.
So what you got to say about that? Go ahead. No. Explain it. Jump into it.
No. I mean, we've all heard that opportunity plus preparation equals success. So like I'm juggling those two ideas right now. We say capability, like you're able to do it. Opportunity, you get a chance to do it, and then that equals success. But for me, I think there's got to be some forward mobility. There has to be you doing something. You can't just be capable at it. When you're doing it, and an opportunity comes for you to expand and make it bigger. And I can do more. Like I'm doing it right now. I've built up the capability for it, and I see the opportunity. Then you can go for it. And that's, I guess, no, well, hold on. Maybe that's luck. Yeah, luck is when the opportunity comes, you're capable, you're doing the thing, and you've prepared, right? Yeah, success doesn't come to everybody.
You're right. But this also doesn't mean that you're not looking for the opportunities. It just means that somebody gives you the opportunity. That's how I see it.
Serendipity. What kind of word is that?
Serendipity.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where that came from.
All right.
But that's what it is, right?
Got some more soup. Got some nuggets from Reggie. And he said these are his 5 principles to live by. What happens to you is up to you.
What happens to you is up to you. That's taking responsibility right there.
No blaming other people.
Taking ownership. I like that.
We have the next one. Life is hard. Life is hard. Everybody's going through something. It's hard for everybody.
With Sam Walton,
I feel like it coming from him, that's serious.
With Sam Walton, like he gave his nuggets of wisdom, and I apologize for bringing Sam into this, but you told me about Walmart last week, so I did a little homework. Sam would say,
Dang.
work hard is one of the. That's not even. He can't even put that in one of his principles. If you're not working hard already, then none of my principles will mean anything to you. You probably won't even get to my principles if you don't know that working hard is one of the base things that you need to be doing. I was like, oh, excuse me. So when I see work hard and I see live hard, and then I see the juxtaposition of work, productivity, love, and life that we put out there in the trailers for the last episode, I was like, yeah, I'm starting to see something that's all starting to mesh together. It's a greater paradigm of how life should be lived and how love should be in action, right? And it's just it's beautiful, man. It's just to reflect on that. Life is hard. Love is hard.
Yeah, that's serious. So you got the next one. People always wanted to go their way, but be open to alternatives. Be open to alternatives. Like, that's huge right there.
Yeah.
Being open to not getting your way and then doing something different just because the opportunity is there.
Yeah. Ooh, that's hitting deep, because it's like you may be so attached to option A. If you over attach to it, then even though the opportunity and an alternative comes up that may lead to a similar result, you may be so tied into that thing that you're not open to try something else. That's where you don't want to be. Be in neutral, right? You see that gear 2 will get you to a certain speed, but guess what? Gear 3 might take you to even further, right? Like, you got to be open to it. Like, all right, I'm ready to change. Like, no, slow down. Hold on. Be neutral about it. You know, don't be wed to the thing until we marry to the thing, right? Until you put that ring on the finger, you better look carefully, right? There's the link.
Mercy.
Be open to alternatives until you look. I do, and then you go. Once you say you do, right? Then you're gonna have to stick with it. All right, but until that point, be, what was it? Sly as a fox and as crafty as a, what was it?
No.
Biblical.
It's be as wise as a serpent, yet as harmless as a dove.
Yes. As wise as a wise as a serpent.
Wise as a serpent. Yes.
I hadn't even heard the serpent referred to as being wise up to that point in his word. But that's what it says. That's biblical.
Yeah.
Right?
That's 100%.
What did Muhammad Ali say? Something
float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Yo, let's go. All right. It's nuggets out there, folks. Look, if you ain't got it in your cup yet, you better fill up. What's number 4?
All right.
I'm ready.
So we're going to move on to the next one. Number 4. Embrace your fear.
Embrace your fears. What does that embrace mean? What does that mean?
Reggie said that he had a fear of public speaking, and yet he was the Nintendo president that had the most, in my opinion, the most public appearances, the most public. He was up at the forefront of, but he had a fear of public speaking.
You wouldn't have thought. You wouldn't have thought.
Yeah,
He's
you
out
wouldn't
here,
have thought.
Right? Kick A and take names. All right? Make games. This guy, yeah, I appreciate that, though. I really do. And when you think of fearful animals, which one seems more fearful to you? A hedgehog or a fox?
A hedgehog or a fox?
Yeah,
A hedgehog.
the hedgehog. Yeah, me too. Me too. But a hedgehog, according to that Made in America, a hedgehog is the type of animal that you want to be. It's the type of animal that Sam was as well, where they'll latch on to something and they'll protect it with their life, with their own body, and not the type to just trying out any other thing. We're gonna hold on to our product and make sure that we take good care of this thing and look small. Some of these folks are looking too big. You need to look at the small, the details, and cherish every single moment. When you're putting out things on social media, for example, you really need to look at the minutia, the small things that make that product better than the rest, because that's going to stick, right? I mean, when we putting out this podcast, you're looking at backgrounds, you're looking at, the content. Oh, we want to get grand illusions of illusions of grandeur, right? And all this stuff.
Illusions of grandeur.
Yeah. Look, you got to take it down to every single moment, every single thing on screen, every single point there, and just say, you know what? I think we can do this better. I think we can deliver that moment better. When I made the trailer for this last piece, or ran that through with the executive producing team, and I said, look, I want every single second of this trailer to pop. What's it gonna take? And like that type of attention to detail is what separates the men from the boys. The cats from the kittens.
Hey, you're right. You're right, though.
The wolves from the puppies.
We got point number 5 out here. Live in the moment and have some fun along the way. One of my favorite authors says something akin to this. She says, live every day as if it's your last, yet prepare every day for eternity.
I've heard that. Ooh, that's one of your favorite authors? That sounds real familiar.
Yeah.
Real recognize real, and you looking familiar, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay.
So it goes.
Our cousin Lorenzo, big up to the Walk and Talk livecast. That's the name of it. Walk and Talk. We were thinking that, right? He says at the end of every episode, live like it all depends on God, work like it all depends on you. God
mercy.
Lord have mercy.
Mercy. That is serious.
Live like it all depends on God, work like it all depends on you. Yeah. Yeah, it's along those same lines though, man.
That is
that
is some type of outcome.
It's I mean, this disrupting the game comes at a time where we're making some major changes, and I like this idea of doing autobiographies because there's a lot to learn from the founders or those who carried that leadership mantle. When people go to YouTube, they listen for one of two things. And if they can get both, hey, that's more bang for the buck. And it's usually free. But it's education and entertainment, information and relaxation. When you come over here to ATAS, Across Time and Space, I'm trying to give you a little bit of both. I don't know which one it's more of, if it's more entertainment than it is education. And you don't need to either. You just need to get yourself a pen and a pad. Do what it do. It's a pleasure speaking with you all. I love being over in cross culture. I love the fact that everybody's leaving comments down in the comment section so that when we get over to episode 100, we can have a big bonanza. It's going to be a ball.
101. 101.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we're counting between episode 75 and 100. So if you want to enter the giveaway, please leave a comment in the comment section under the video, not the live comments. Live comments do not count. So if you leave a comment on every single video, you have the opportunity to get 25. But if you have somebody else say, hey, Water Pulse Laser told me to comment, that person will get one and you'll get an extra. Yeah. So I mean,
two.
It's a win-win, you know? But you know, it's been your boy Ace of Cross Culture, TPC over there, and we've had some crazy technical difficulties. But until next time, all we can do is stay prayed up and be blessed.
That's what it is.